Hi everybody, welcome to my homestead and welcome to my channel. My name is Jared. In this video we're looking at Ecuador. Ecuador has a new president, Daniel Noboa, and he's declared war on a bunch of different gangs and drug cartels that are operating in Ecuador. I guess enough is enough, and this has been a big story this week. We're looking at Google Earth. You see the flag of Ecuador here at the top, the big flag. And then there's these smaller flags of Russia, Iran, and Venezuela. And that's because we're going to go over this article from Kei Post, Ecuador Insider, Russian and Iranian ties to Ecuador's violence. So before I get into this and all the details, let me just kind of show you what's been going on. And I can't show you everything that I found on X. This is kind of an intense situation. So let me just read what it says here. This is from Steve Hank. Ecuador has descended into a state of chaos this week. Uprisings have broken out at several prisons following the escape of Fito, a powerful gang leader. More than 130 prison guards and other staff are being held hostage by inmates. And, here's a video of prison guards and one being forced to read this statement by these gang members or whoever they are. And they're looking all tough. But it seems like things haven't really turned out for them, as far as I can tell. I don't know about that exact situation, but there was this national TV station that was taken over by armed gunmen, and it seemed to me like the broadcast was going on. It was I don't know if it was like live or something like that, but they had taken control of the station for a while. But this is the aftermath. Just in, police arrest all the gunmen who stormed Ecuador TV studio. So that did not work out for that group. This is from Peacemaker account. A military commander's speech to his troops before entering the fight against terrorists. Quote, "We cannot allow our people to be intimidated. If they play with the Ecuadorian people, they play with the armed forces." Okay, so kind of like getting ready to go in and take these guys out. Here's a video from Action Vortex, military patrols in Ecuador after a state of emergency was declared. Okay, now, as it turns out, you do not want to get arrested in Ecuador, and especially if it's part of a campaign like this, because you can follow my X. I've reposted a bunch of videos. It's on the level, almost, not quite, not really, but it's kind of like approaching the level of what happened on October 7th with Hamas when they attacked Israel. If you get captured by the Ecuadorian military or police, it's not going to go well for you. let me just put it like that. There's not as much mercy as you would find probably here in the United States or other countries. So what's going on here is these guys are being forced to paint that wall, like get rid of all the graffiti. And from what I can tell watching the video, they need to do it fast. Otherwise there's consequences, as you can see from this soldier right here with what he's holding. And I think this is a different soldier, but let's just say there's at least one guy carrying around a stick that has human rights written on it in Spanish. So there are some people that are hopefully learning a lesson. It seems like there's videos of stuff like this going on. You got this video from VOH. Breaking news, the military captures 2 criminals in Ecuador who caused panic in the population of Esmeraldas with firearms. The smile they had in the photos with weapons of these thugs was erased. Do you support this excellent military service? Yeah, I do. I really do. And this is like very mild right here. Like I said, if you follow my X, there's more. Just be prepared. Just be aware that it doesn't seem that everybody has gotten off as easy as these 2 fellas here. Of course, we don't have the whole story in that video. Here's another guy that previously he had done some kind of like, I don't know, I can't remember if it was like a TikTok post or Instagram video, but, singing a song, basically bragging about his illegal activities, his gang activities, whatever. And so when he got captured, the police wanted a personal performance, an in-person performance of that video that he had done, and he's given it right here. Okay, so there's just this big arrest campaign, and I don't have a way to really quantify it, but there are a lot of videos, and it seems like they're making pretty good progress in capturing these guys. And as a result, the civilians are just really happy. They're celebrating the military. This is from Uncut Version International. Let's learn about Ecuador. An ice cream seller gives his product to the military patrol in a gesture of gratitude and consideration. They're happy that this reign of terror from these people is coming to an end. I don't know the story here. It doesn't really say in the text, but there's some soldiers that are celebrating this girl's birthday. So it's a really sweet thing. Ecuador, people applaud the army as they're going through the grocery store. And then here they go. Here they are for a speech and a group photo. So there's this big thing going on in Ecuador right now. Okay, let's go to the Kei Post. Again, Ecuador Insider. Russian and Iranian ties to Ecuador's violence. Latin American countries have faced decades of violence due to international narcotics cartels. Authorities who spoke with Kei Post say Russian, Iranian, and Venezuelan fingerprints can be seen in the escalation of violence in the region, including in Ecuador. And hence, I have the three flags right here just to kind of demonstrate that it's not just other Ecuadorians or South American, or it's not just Ecuadorians, it involves other countries as well. The ongoing surge in Ecuador's violent crime reached a crescendo on the 9th of January as the nation's new president, 36-year-old Daniel Noboa, declared a, quote, internal armed conflict on 22 narcotics gangs. He argued that they were seeking to destabilize the state in an apparently successful ruse that led to two major gang kingpins fleeing their prisons where they had been housed. And so I guess Fito is one of those, I would assume. On January 9th, after gunmen armed with firearms and explosives took control of a national television station, again, here's the aftermath of that. Noboa said that his country was formally, quote unquote, at war with 22 drug-tied gangs that have increasingly shaken Ecuador in recent years. Shortly thereafter, it was announced that Ecuadorian security forces successfully stormed the television station and arrested the perpetrators. No television staff were killed. Yep. Again, if you want to see the full video, I'll have this on my X. I'm going to repost it. Local the terror in Ecuador did not subside. In the following hours, local social media teamed with videos of civilians being murdered at random by drug cartels seeking to demonstrate the impotence of the government. I don't think the government does not seem impotent based on these videos. Ecuadorian police, joined by national military units, began a national hunt for narcos and those affiliated with the criminal bodies who had sought to take control of the state. Statistics cited in the Ecuadorian press said that dozens of suspected criminals, referred to as terrorists by Ecuadorian officials, had been arrested. Lawlessness. Ecuador's steady descent into the abyss of lawlessness has shocked locals. Last year, during the presidential campaigns that saw Noboa come to power as the current president, one of the best-known candidates was shot dead following a rally of his supporters. It is believed that drug cartels were behind the murder due to the candidates' apparent investigation into their activities. According to Reuters, between 2016 and the first half of 2023, Ecuador saw a nearly 500% increase in the murder rate. The year 2023 concluded with over 8,000 registered murders nationwide. In contrast, the UNHCR reports that through September 2023, there were 9,614 civilian deaths since the full-scale invasion of Ukraine began. So the number of deaths comparable to the Ukraine war when it comes to civilian deaths in the Ukraine war, civilian deaths, 8,000 in Ecuador, 9.6 thousand in Ukraine. Locals have become increasingly dismayed by recent government's perceived inaction in fighting the cartels, and the tough approach pursued by Noboa has been perceived positively, as you can tell from these kind of videos. People applauding them, giving them ice cream. One individual, Maria Teresa, said that though she had not been a Noboa supporter, the president now, quote unquote, has my total support to fight the criminal bands. Military response. On the night of January 10th, Ecuadorian officials using military personnel and police conducted large-scale operations across the nation. Videos circulating have shown the rough treatment that suspects have faced when caught by police, and mugshots of many would indicate that the prisoners had been in physical altercations. That's to say the least. Again, go check out my X if you feel like you're up to it. The use of a quote-unquote firm hand on the criminals has not drawn any perceptible public ire. So the public is okay with what's going on. In Kiev Post's earlier interview with Venezuelan opposition leader Leopoldo Lopez, the statesman had indicated that the globe's non-democratic forces were in cahoots to buy, transport, and sell narcotics and deal in other illegal businesses globally. He cited organizations like the then Wagner Group, which is that mercenary group that operates from Russia and has been involved in the Ukraine war. So Wagner Group has been instrumental in the narcotics trade. Lopez specifically cited China, Russia, Iran, Belarus, Nicaragua, and Cuba as having interest in international crime rings. So I don't have them here in Ecuador because this is talking about like this broader region. I'm sure they probably have some dealings in Ecuador, but this report specifically singles out Russia, Iran, and Venezuela when we're talking about Ecuador specifically. Since 2020, Venezuelan President Nicolas Maduro has been under a U.S. government indictment for narco-terrorism, conspiracy to import cocaine, possession of machine guns and destructive devices, and conspiracy to possess machine guns and destructive devices. Ecuadorian intelligence officials indicated to Kei Post that Iranian, as well as Venezuelan nationals, are involved in the nation's drug trade. Both Iran and Venezuela are close allies of the Russian government. Emanuele Ottolenghi, a senior fellow at the Foundation for the Defense of Democracy, an expert on the role of Iran, Hezbollah, and other terrorist organizations in Latin America, affirmed to Kei Post that, quote, in terms of drugs and LATAM, Hezbollah remains deeply enmeshed in servicing the cartels through money laundering. So there's even, terrorist organizations that are caught up in this, but that probably shouldn't be too much of a surprise. So I guess we'll have to wait and see how successful this campaign is. Just by the looks of it so far, it looks like it's going pretty well. And it's a bad time right now to be in a gang or a drug cartel in Ecuador. And hopefully they're able to get all of them. All right, but that's going to be it for this one. So if you haven't already, please make sure to subscribe, like this video if you liked it, leave your thoughts and opinions down in the comments below. Also, make sure to share it, and I'll talk to you guys later.